I am reviewing a Python backend developer resume. So, what we're going to be looking for in a Python backend developer is going to be Python, SQL, any of them, it doesn't matter, MySQL, your SQL, our SQL, PostSQL, blah, blah, blah. Docker, Kubernetes, Django, Flask, Fast API, RESTful API, Cloud, I actually put RESTful API twice, any of the clouds, Agile, Celery. I hate IT terms. Celery is the actual thing that a bunch of the jobs had. It was like half of them. So apparently celery is important. Bonus points, you do not need them, but they are good to have, is anything for full stack. So TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, Node, Git, and DevOps. Again, those are bonus, not actual needed ones. So this person ratio, we don't know. They just started really applying, and let's see if they have these keywords. They're also in my chat right now. So after this, I will talk with them about their resume. So built and deployed a scalable agent model via Python, good, Cloud, Azure, perfect, SQL and CI/CD pipelines, Azure Git to stress test exit system, identifying bottlenecks and fantastic. Model transactions via Python, PyTorch, machine learning. Actually, so here's a weird one. I really like this. You may want to put PyTorch where Python is, and then put like that this is AI. So machine learning models, boosting ABM accuracy, worked with the team lead to integrate RESTful APIs. Yes, good. Architected, normalized, 2000K, perfect. Azure, awesome. I think I'm missing SQL. No, it's there. That's good. You actually had so many keywords, I missed it. That's actually a good thing. Is there any Django? Django. No, I'd like some Django. Kubernetes or Docker also. Let's see if we can Docker. Docker's there. Good. Yeah, this is fantastic. I love all of it. There's some slight formatting errors. Again, this doesn't need to be bolded, and it should be in one line. This doesn't need to be bolded. This doesn't need to be bolded. This doesn't need to be bolded. But overall, these bullet points are fantastic. I am missing maybe some, I think they're called like libraries, so like Docker. Do you have celery? I hate that that's actually a keyword. Celery, Flask. We do have Flask. Docker, I forgot, was there. So yeah, overall fantastic. Let's see. Intern, is there intern? Yeah. You just need to fix the bolding. So fix the bolding. You really don't need this line. I know everybody puts the line there, but there's a reason I do not have the line on my template. But overall, this would definitely pass. Definitely pass. Again, I really don't know what else to add to this. This is good. I love it. This should be getting you more interviews. Now, I do want to state, again, besides the formatting issues, it's still rough in IT. So it's not going to be like a 1-to-1. Like, honestly, a fantastic entry-level ratio is 1-to-25 to 1-to-35 for IT. So fix the formatting issues, which are very minor. And John Wayne, I look forward to seeing you code. Fantastic. Let's move on to the next resume. And if you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps me out. For this resume, we have, I don't actually know. Sorry, just got a text message. We have a full stack front-end, back-end software developer, which is not how people view them in the market. So they have been applying since August 2024, and they've had about 450 applications, including November and December, where again, November and December don't really count. They've had 2 recruiter screens and 3 coding interviews, but nothing went past the first phase. Okay, so they never actually talked to the hiring manager, which I'm assuming is because they're trying to do full front-end, back-end, and full stack, and not specifying. But they've updated their resume by watching some of their videos, and but they think they can do better. So the very first thing, and I've already harped on it a couple of times, is in college, from what I know, again, I'm not an actual coder. I cannot tell the difference between C and Java if you put those lines of codes in front of me. But from what I understand in college, based on the people that I've talked to, you as an engineer learn basically everything, right? Like you learn front end, you learn back end, you learn full stack, and then there is a disconnect though, because once you actually start trying to apply for companies are going to want a specific stack. So as you said up here in the thing, which is you're looking for full front and back, which sounds weird saying that out loud, is why you're going to fail. You need, if you are truly looking for full stack and front end and back end, you need 3 different resumes. A singular resume that is both full stack, front end, and back end is going to fail. And I know you're going to say, well, full stack is both back end and front end. Yes, but how recruiters and hiring managers view engineering resumes is they want somebody very skilled in it. And somebody, and I don't know how skilled they actually are because that's not necessarily part of my job, but managers want you to be specified. So someone that puts in a full stack resume for a back end job, the manager will be like, yeah, I just don't care about the front end and they're probably not as good on the back end that I need, and they're going to get rejected. So your first issue is that you need 3 resumes, not 1. And even without looking at it, that is already going to be a problem, right? So that is arguably your biggest issue. Before I even look at the resume, is that your resume is not specified for front end, back end, or full stack. You need to pick one. And you can make like 3 resumes, that's fine. I actually think that it's a good idea to make, at the start of your search, a couple of resumes for each job title. And for anybody who's a non-coder, this goes for you as well. Job titles are, resumes are job title specific. If you try to make a generalized resume, you will fail. You will always fail making a generalized resume. Your resume should be targeted towards a job title specifically, or alternatively, a job title's niche, such as front end, back end, or full stack. Even in recruitment, if I wanted to remake my resume and send it out to people, which I would have a high volume, I'd have a sourcing resume, and of those 2, I would also have an internal and external recruitment resume. So some job titles sort of combine, such as like social media manager and potentially social marketing manager, but your resume needs to be job title specific. So I can look at this, but I don't really care because, yeah, like you're not having the stuff that I need for any of them, right? So this right here would be a little bit for full stack, but I'm missing JavaScript. Yes, I know JS is for JavaScript, but I'm missing JavaScript and I'm missing TypeScript, which would be the main things for full stack. And for front end, would be missing just pure JavaScript, which would be JavaScript and a couple of other stuff. I think some of the other videos I've had it. And back end, I don't have enough because I don't have a primary language. The SQL is good, but that's about the only thing I can really find. So, and maybe this is a front end dev more because you can look for the Next.js and maybe they want that. But this is why this fails, is you don't have the keywords for any of those 3 that you put in. And your formatting's off also, but like the formatting is not a huge deal. The biggest issue is your resume is not targeted. By and large, that is the issue that is hurting you the most. So, and I can just scan this and yeah, I am correct. These need to be in the bullet points and they need to be specific. If you're doing front end, it's going to be JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and maybe some JS as well, and SQL. If you're doing full stack, it's going to be this right here. If you're doing backend, it's going to be this. So your resume fails from the get-go, regardless of the bullet points, because it's not specified. And there's not much else I can review on this, because even when you send it in, you said full stack, front end, back end. So make 3 resumes. They don't even have to be crazy different, but the qualifications for each are different. So that is what I need you to do, and let's move on to the next one. Resume of a full stack software engineer. They did not give me any information. They just said full stack dev. I am assuming, because this is an internship and this is where they graduated, that they are looking for their first full-time position, which is fine. So what we're going to be looking specifically for full stack, as we kind of hinted at the other video, was TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, any type of cloud. Also, any type of SQL is fine. If PostSQL, PostgreSQL, whatever. I never like saying those words. They're so hard to say. Agile, CI/CD, and then if you have an extra language, it would be beneficial, and Git. So, I don't know any of the ratios or anything. They just sent it in. So, formatting-wise, this can be simplified. There's a little too much bolding and too many lines, and this takes up too much space, but again, that type of formatting error is kind of low on the list of problems with the resume. So, IT intern. This is a weird title. So, Contributed to the development and enhancement of internal tools. Like what? Focusing on data integration, employee feedback systems, using a JavaScript, okay, Google App Scripts, Google Sheets API, and GCP. So, specifically for GCP, you should put in parentheses after it cloud, because it's possible the recruiter doesn't know that GCP is, cloud. Oh, I hate my acid reflux. Spearheaded a cross-departmental effort. You spearheaded an effort as an intern? In like 3 months, you spearheaded to... Okay, that sounds weird. Don't overhype. Like, I know a lot of the common resume advice is to, like, show your amazing, show your everything, but, like, you don't want to overhype yourself, because this looks weird that you said it's an intern. Like, you could just say rebuilt, you know, a or was a part of a cross-functional effort to redesign a database by using SQL and entry-level relationship diagrams. I don't know, entry-level relationship diagrams is not something they'd be looking for. Independently explored external services and APIs, had a company needs. Again, you wrote your sentences weird. Your bullet points are not terrible, but it really feels like you're overhyping yourself here, and it's not great. Especially, and here's another issue, which is sort of relevant towards the last resume as well. This should be, what type of IT intern? You could just say like software engineer intern or whatever. So you actually have a lot of the keywords here, which is good. I am missing HTML, JavaScript, HTML, TypeScript, CSS. I do need more HTML, CSS, and TypeScript if you're going for full stack. But API is good, GCP is good. Just remember to put after that in brackets to say cloud so that they know. But yeah, and then provided a guidance decision mastering courses. That's fine. So yeah, I mean, these aren't bad actually. Again, and your projects are solid. I think the big issue is it sounds like you're doing a lot for an intern, which is going to make people a little sus. So dial it back. Just say what you did, right? The people that really need to brag in their resumes are more managers, because they need to show how they succeeded. You don't necessarily need to brag. You just need to show why you did it. But like contributed to development enhancement is kind of weird. Just like built or assisted in building internal tools such as X, Y, and Z using X, Y, and Z. So I can actually see this resume passing. Again, like I said, the formatting may have an issue. There may be some other stuff, but it's not huge. So yeah, just kind of solid. You're just missing a little bit of the keywords like CSS, HTML, which you do have down here, and MySQL, which is good. But it's possible due to the formatting and how you wrote this that they may not go down that far. So, but otherwise, I think it's solid. And I could actually see this passing. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of an IT program manager. They did not give me any details. They just said their ratio was 75-1. Also, something that is not going to show up on this video is you sent to me a JPEG. Don't send JPEGs. People have a misunderstanding of what the ATS can and cannot read. As long as it's a PDF or Word doc or Google Word doc, whatever it's called works as well, you're fine. But JPEGs may not be read. So, please, 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 if you're sending it for real, do not send a JPEG, because they may not actually be able to read your stuff. So what we're going to be looking for is a lot. This is going to be less of a keyword resume and more of a qualification resume. So, and that means I'm going to need you to show, like I kind of mentioned in the other video, I need you to show me how you led. I need you to show me how you use the resources at your disposal with limited power to accomplish your responsibilities. In addition, here are some keywords that are nice, but not all of them are as important as each other. Your degree is good. Cross-functional is important. PMP and PGMP is very important. Waterfall, Agile, Scrum. I was actually shocked some of them had Waterfall. And then the rest of these are bonuses, but these are going to be, I'm going to highlight these real quick. These are the main keywords themselves. But other than that, you need to show how you explain technical concepts to non-technical shareholders or stakeholders. That is going to be very, very critical. So with that, let's look. Also, I hate this formatting. Don't make it fancy. Don't make it this fancy. This fancy ain't good. I don't like it. It's harder to read. So PMP and PSA AWS certified project manager, operational leader with 10 plus years managing large scale tech implementations. This is actually fine. This is, again, managers are the kind of high level managers are the people that can get away with a summary, and a sort of a skill section. Although I don't know if you really need this skill section because you kind of already said it here that I can't click on this because it's a JPEG and I had to convert it to a PDF. But these are sort of saying the same thing, so I would maybe just keep the summary here. Also, make it more boring. Please don't do all this fancy stuff. And I hope you have your actual phone number here too. So let's go to this. Directed the end-to-end development of a HIPAA-compliant patient monitoring app, achieving a 93 adherence rate, improving recovery outcomes. Cool. That is incomprehensible. That is a bad sentence. Spearheaded collaboration among robotic engineers and software developers, selected MVP in 10 months for robotic rehabilitation used by different patients. Better, but still a little bit not great. Designed an IoT security framework using HIPAA compliance from high-end, reducing downtime incidents. Okay, cool. So here's your problem. Your first job here does not tell somebody who's non-technical what they need to know. The first person reviewing your resume is probably not going to understand this. Why is it important that you achieved a 93% adherence rate and improved outcome? I don't know, and I don't really care. What I do want to know is how big was this project, right? How much money did you save? I need comparison. Your bullet points are not great. You basically did not tell me much of anything here because you still need to follow the what, how, and why rule that I have. And right now you're just telling me kind of the what. I didn't see that you managed multiple projects at the same time. I didn't see that you managed a team of 12 or you convinced shareholders or stakeholders. I need those kind of things. This doesn't really tell me anything. So, like you say large scale, I need to see it, right? Because over 500 patients is variable. Is that impressive? I don't know. Because for a small mom and pop store, yeah, that's crazy impressive. For Google, no, 500 is a drop in the bucket. You need to show me why it's important, and you did not show me why it's important. You did not show me what I'm looking for. I want you do not have a ton of actual power, but you have responsibility. I need you to tell me how you said, convinced a cross-functional team of engineers, directors, stakeholders to sign off on a $13 million budget, which I actually ended up shrinking the budget, and I did it on time and, ahead of schedule. These bullet points are not good. Led a collaborative research initiative on brain control exoskeleton, improving motor function recovery for... Again, I like this fact. I like what you've done. This is a good thing. You are a good person by doing this, but God, I hate saying this. This hurts my soul to say. How is 40% within 6 months impressive? I have no context for that. If patients already recover 30% in 6 months, maybe. I don't know. You didn't give me where you could have just said previous. But again, this is not what I'd be looking for, which I really hate saying because that's actually a very good thing that you've done. Executed 12 POS studies across 60 medical institutions, driving 100% increase in sales growth within a year. Okay, this is why you're having issues. This is a phenomenal sentence right here. This is your best sentence in the entire thing. And you actually show that it is a 100% increase in sales within a year. That implies that based on previous years, it's an increase. And that's something they actually care about. Secured $20 million in Series B funding. Good. By presenting to over 50 global investors. Accelerating. This is also fine because it shows you works with stakeholders. The problem is no one's really going to scroll all the way down to here. I think the reason you're getting interviews is the people that are actually scrolling down to here read this and then move you forward because these are fantastic. I need you to write the rest of this like this. Because right now, I ain't getting it, man. I ain't getting it. Senior IT, develop cloud budgets between. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. I don't know if people can actually see this, but your senior project manager down here, these are very good. Your second and third jobs are fantastic, but the first one is not great. And this is also why it's not great that you have this strength summary here, is they probably stop reading it. Also, degrees do matter. They do want somebody with a degree and certain certs. It does say you have it, that's fine, but remove the strength summary and just put your education, right? Or maybe some of the certifications. But yeah, your biggest issue is your very first job shows us basically nothing we need to know. So, and the formatting is way off. Your formatting is hurting it as well. But if someone is managing to read down here, which I know is kind of getting cut off, but they'd probably move you forward. So, yeah, I could maybe move you forward because I usually do read that far, but if it's highly competitive and there's a ton of applicants, it's possible they're going to stop reading at this part. So, let's go to the next resume. So this resume is for a software engineer / cyber specialist. So here's the thing. I need people to pick a job title, and I need it to be singular. Because I looked for cyber stuff, and I don't know cyber off the top of my head. I've not recruited for cybersecurity. That is an area of IT that is lacking. And I could not find the jobs for it. I'm sure they'd have other names, so I have to do software engineer. And this person has a 1-to-50 ratio, which actually isn't terrible for software. It's bad. Software developers are rough right now. Software engineers, it is rough. Market is still not recovered from late 2022. So that is the only thing I can judge it by. But as this is a rough market, 1 in 50 is okay. Again, it's like C-. It passes, but barely. So, achievements. Led the design of microservices. Implemented Google's open source ST. Deployed Docker models. Created fast API. Configured cron jobs. Skills. Experience. Work closely with the team. Okay, so your formatting is off. And weirdly enough, so I've talked about this once or twice. There is another resume format that does work. The problem is it's a nightmare for me to teach. And if you combine both versions of the resumes that I know, they end up worse than the sum of their parts. And that's kind of what you did here. Your bullet points are actually solid. C is a keyword. Microservice is a keyword. S2 is, I believe, a keyword for AWS, although I would wish you just put AWS. Then machine learning is also a keyword. Docker is a keyword. And here it is, AWS. The capitalization is off, which is actually solid. But then it's hard to read because this is all there is to it. And you like, especially because you only put one job, you could just put these here. Your formatting is off. Your formatting is hurting you. Your bullet points are actually really solid. The only thing I'm really missing, I think, is SQL. Which, yeah, I'm only really missing SQL, and .NET maybe. No, you have, and where's Agile? I know it's there. Yeah, your formatting is off. You tried to combine two different things, and truthfully, this is also the case again of your bullet points are great, which is compensating for your bad formatting, because bad formatting is not the greatest sin you can commit, because your bullet points are fantastic. So use my formatting, please. Use the one I have on my website. It'll actually help. I think you can get your interviews from like 1 to 50 to like maybe 1 to 30, 1 to 35 with that. I do need to see SQL, and your spelling on Amazon Web Services, just put AWS. And I think that's good. So SQL and AWS. I'm not sure if there's anything else I'm missing besides maybe .NET if you have it, and a bullet point of how you worked in an agile environment. But yeah, overall, this is good bullet points, bad formatting. So, but I can definitely see how you could be moving forward with this. So, yeah, good bullet points, bad formatting. Fix the formatting, your ratio is going to go up. And if you're going to ask me how to apply for cyber, I don't know enough about cyber off the top of my head. So, unfortunately, I can't help you with the cyber. But this does passes. This does pass. So, let's move to the next one. This is a resume of a software engineer intern. They have said they haven't given me a ratio because they've applied to a couple of internships and haven't heard anything back. So I'm going to assume you mean actually a couple and not a lot. Getting an internship is a nightmare. A real nightmare. You really need to do like, okay, so I've said in the previous video as a software engineer, 50 to 1 is like a C- in ratios of applications to interviews. In interns, because of how hard that is, especially for software engineer interns and how competitive, 50 to 1 is kind of like a B-. So I hope it's not just a couple, because you will need a large amount of applications to start getting it. And what we're going to be looking for as an intern is basic knowledge of the tech stack, so it can tell at a glance what you are, mainly just basic knowledge of the tech stack, ability to work well with others, and takes direction and criticism. So your formatting is off. Don't do this. This should not be blue. Your entire resume should only be black and white, with the exception of your contact information. That is the only thing that should be in partly blue, because the phone number is going to show up. Everything else should be black and white. This should be down to 2 lines max. There's nothing here that I need it to be 4. And then this does say intern, so developed a microservice. Okay, so yeah, microservice on HP SaaS platform using Node.js, MongoDB, TypeScript, that's fine, Kubernetes, to interface with cloud service providers. I think this comma should be here, but otherwise that's a fine sentence. And automate certification rating, significantly cutting IT expensive. I don't know if you even need to do the significantly cutting IT expensive. You could just leave it at this. This is actually a fine sentence. I actually really like that. Work closely with stakeholders, clarify requirements and timelines using, yeah, this is fine. My guess is you just need more volume, because this is actually really good. I actually really like this. This is a fine sentence. I would prefer 3 bullet points for this. I think every position needs a minimum of 3 bullet points. So, but these are fantastic, and I don't think you need this section right here. But this is actually how you do good bullet points, because this right here shows the basic tech stack, and it also shows that you can work well with others, specifically because it's stakeholders. So I actually really like these. These are fine. Improve the user experience of an app by streamlining the UI using React and JavaScript. Yeah, to cut the number of minute clicks to get the task, that's fine. Develop 2 backend services using Flask, and I'm not going to pronounce that one. I don't know if this is actually a keyword. The generated host documentation for the company's firmware projects and integrating the company's CI/CD. Yeah, these are fine. These are actually really, really good bullet points. I think you may have, you just need more volume, and your formatting's off. But these are very good. I am missing a little bit of the primary language here. So I do know you have TypeScript, and I do know you have JavaScript here, but JavaScript needs to be with HTML and CSS, and which would imply sort of full stack developer for this. But these are very good. Worked from the front end, React to the back end, Flask, PostSQL. Yeah, solid bullet points. Like, I don't need to go farther than this. Remember though, this is highly competitive. So, and the way ATSs work, and here's a huge myth, is ATSs will screen you. That is not the case. ATSs sort people by the order they applied in. So this is a phenomenal resume, but if you applied to, I guess, you applied late and you were candidate number 75, but they found enough people to interview and hire in the first 30, this resume, despite being fantastic, would not be seen. So I think you just need to change up the formatting a little bit, not even a ton, just remove the blue and remove the line. And yeah, other than that, I think that's fine. You just need volume, because quantity and quality both matter in resume applications. And if you are getting a resume, if you are getting an internship interview every 30 applications, you're fantastic. You're ahead of the curve. That's phenomenal. So yeah, that's all I can really say. Bullet points are good. This seems to be more like a formatting issue episode. I did not plan that, but yeah. But overall, nice resume. The formatting, like I said, is not the greatest sin you can commit. And even though I don't like the formatting, it's not going to detract too much from the bullet points. It detracts a little bit, but so yeah, just apply often, apply early, and fix the formatting, and I think you're going to be fine. So next resume. Wait, is there another resume? No, this was the final one of the video. No, then not next resume. I will see you all in the next video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this. It helps me out. And if you're in my Twitch chat, do not leave. I'm not done. This is just the end of the video. See you all next time.